GamingBolt presents 15 video game gems of 2017 that you probably missed playing. May has already arrived, and it's crazy to think about the Game of the Year contenders already available thus far. With many more AAA games to come, what are some other awesome experiences that passed you by? What niche titles or underrated successes have potential to catch your attention? Let's take a look at 15 video game gems of 2017 you probably missed out on playing, and why you should check them out. Cosmic Star Heroine. Imagine RPGs like Chrono Trigger and Phantasy Star with graphics from Golden Era, but with music from the people behind Dust and Elysian Tale. Zeboyd Games' Cosmic Star Heroine features Alyssa LaSalle, an agent of the Agency of Peace and Intelligence, as she works to defeat an evil conspiracy. Though the overall result isn't perfect, Cosmic Star Heroine presents a compelling old-school RPG for the contemporary age. Hollow Knight. Metroidvania meets Tim Burton-esque aesthetics. Hollow Knight has you exploring the mysterious, bug-infested underground as a bug knight of sorts. Using a sharpened fang as your sword, you'll explore environments teeming with mysteries, enormous bug trolleys, subterranean forests, and yes, even darkness. Performance may have been spotty at launch, but Hollow Knight in its current state is worth looking into. Tales of Berseria. Velvet Crow is out for revenge in perhaps the best Tales game to come along in a while. Embarking on an epic quest, Velvet has a demon-eating arm to destroy her enemies. Coupled with solid writing, awesome battle mechanics, and a fairly emotional journey with a great supporting cast, Tales of Berseria is a return to form for the series. That's even with a somewhat bland environment design and rudimentary quests. NIER Automata. Even if it shipped 500,000 units worldwide, NIER Automata's sheer genius deserves to be recognized by millions more. Forget the great combat system or compelling soundtrack, NIER Automata makes you care for its motley characters through their trials and tribulations. It presents debates about self, love, and life while also prodding you to take a stand. Even if you're not a fan of third-person cameras or multiple genres in one game, particularly shoot-'em-ups, NIER Automata is well worth the ride. Night in the Woods. Want an emotional adventure with angsty cat people? Do you also want a great art style to go with it? Night in the Woods is your ticket. Evoking the same style of adventure as Oxenfree but looking at life more poignantly, half whimsically, half cynically, Night in the Woods features a compelling story that will ring true for more than a few of us who feel out of touch. TOUKIDEN 2. The monster hunting action RPG that manages to stand out from the Monster Hunter, TOUKIDEN 2 makes numerous improvements on its predecessor. You have a sick grappling arm to latch onto foes, several mitama to customize your abilities, and a plethora of monsters to fight that get repetitive after a point, but still. The larger semi-open world nature allows for more convenient exploring. Basically, if you need a PC or PS4 hunting game, then this game will satisfy you. Thimbleweed Park. The minds behind Monkey Island, Maniac Mansion, and Day of the Tentacle are back with their old-school brand of adventure madness in Thimbleweed Park. There are multiple playable characters and a text-based system that decides their actions, along with influences from The X-Files, Twin Peaks, and True Detective. What more could you want? Check it out today. ROBO RECALL. The hype around VR games might have cooled, but that doesn't stop Epic Games' ROBO RECALL from being an epic first-person shooter. Unlike other FPS titles, you actually toss away weapons and reach for the respective holster where a new gun will teleport in. Despite the rudimentary tasks like collecting enemies into a specific zone or defending a point, ROBO RECALL inverts FPS games on their head while also innovating in the VR space. Little Nightmares. You play as Six, a kidnapped child looking for an escape from the Maw and various horrors within. With light puzzle solving and a gorgeous art style, Little Nightmares presents a condensed but memorable experience for platforming and horror fans alike. What Remains of Edith Finch. A 2-hour-long adventure that sees Edith Finch discovering the truth about her family's curse. You wouldn't think What Remains of Edith Finch would work so well, but it does thanks to changing perspectives, different mechanics, and some excellent storytelling tools. Don't think it's a plain walking simulator of sorts. What Remains of Edith Finch will hook you and never let go. YAKUZA 0. Before there was Kiryu versus Nishiki, the two were buddies and Tokyo was a different place. The YAKUZA were still very much present though, which means players will still be beating their way through town and rising up the ranks. Plenty of bizarre side missions exist as well, like guarding a Michael Jackson impersonator, building relationships, and unlocking new moves. Fans of open world games and brawlers will find Yakuza 0 to be a good old time. River City Ransom Underground. A follow-up to the classic NES game, River City Ransom Underground hits all of the right nostalgia notes. There's nothing like venturing into the open world, beating up goons and cops and learning new moves. It may not be for everyone, especially with new additions like grapple moves. Its difficulty can be annoying and bugs are still rampant. Regardless, River City Ransom Underground is worth a look for its combat and art style. Torment, Tides of Numenera. Have you ever wanted to play a game with an insane amount of freedom and where your choices mean something? Do you want to affect your character, meet beings from other dimensions, free slaves, travel to the depths of your own mind, and battle sorrow itself? Torment, Tides of Numenera satisfies those urges and then some, presenting a dense but accessible narrative with a compelling mystery and plot twists. It may not surpass Planescape Torment, but Tides of Numenera is great in its own right. Snipper Clips. Forget about 1-2 switch when playing with friends. Snipper Clips is where it's at. Using a mechanic where two characters snip and clip must overlap and that portion snipped, the game throws various puzzles and situations at you. Competitive modes like basketball, hockey, and even a deathmatch mode are available. Despite the bizarre premise, Snipper Clips feels great and is a must for Switch owners. Atelier Firis, The Alchemist and the Mysterious Journey. Unlike your traditional JRPG, Atelier Firis, The Alchemist and the Mysterious Journey is more about collecting materials and becoming an alchemist. The open world is a first for the series, as is the time limit, and as a whole it feels more ambitious than its predecessors. Though it can be relatively ambiguous at the best of times, it's still one of the better Atelier games available. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.